Today I'm gonna play Starfield and I want to show you how you can complete a really special mission. This mission is special because you're gonna start a Crimson Fleet questline. So the deep cover is the name of the mission. I'm gonna explain how you can unlock it, but also how you can complete all this mission, because with this mission is gonna be the preparation for joining the Crimson questline. And let's start. Remember, this thing is gonna trigger the Crimson Fleet questline, which is quite a big one. You're gonna have to complete some missions in order to complete all the quests, but also you're gonna get a lot of rewards. In total, you can find 8 different missions in this Crimson Fleet questline, and let me explain how you can trigger it. There are actually 2 different ways. One of the ways is gonna be after you're gonna complete the mission Grunt Work. If you already completed the Grunt Work mission, you will unlock this quest a little bit faster, but the most common way of how you can unlock this mission, this quest lines, because I told you there are 8 in total, you have to commit a crime and there's gonna be a bounty on you. You're gonna get arrested by UC Vanguard. Basically, UC Vanguard you can mostly find on the Earth, on the Sol system. You're gonna find the UC Vanguard on the Sol system, and the quest will automatically start when you're gonna get arrested. So as you can see, I just got this phone call, or not a phone call, I just got this transmission, and then I'm gonna go to prison. Just follow me exactly what I'm about to do. The first part is gonna be with me of how you can just start the mission, and the second part actually how I'm gonna do the deep cover mission. Basically, I'm gonna infiltrate in the Crimson Fleet faction, I don't know how to call it, crew, and we're gonna have probably the best missions in the game by joining this team. Yeah, I just played 2 or 3 different missions, the first 3. I'm gonna release videos in the next days of how you can get nice rewards and how you can complete everything. And also, if you like my content, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe and share. It's very important for me. It will help me a lot. So enjoy this mission.
I hope you're comfortable. We have a lot to discuss. I'm your ticket out of the mess you've gotten yourself into. That's all you need to know for now. Highly perceptive. Let me add that to your list of skills. Speaking of which, let's see what we're working with here. It appears you spent several years as a bounty hunter. That type of background will get you quite far around here. I also see that you mined on Vectera, and now you're with Constellation. You've certainly been quite busy. Oh, and look at that. Right at the bottom of this list is the criminal. Good. You'll find that I'm a stickler for details, and I'd hate to discover that your file is incomplete. Now that we have that out of the way, let me introduce myself. My name is Commander Ikande, and I'm in charge of this United Colonies System Defense. UC SysDef is a division of the UC Navy. While they handle the big picture stuff, we deal with a very particular problem. The Crimson Fleet. That convict is where you enter the picture. On the books, they maintain combat-ready spaceborne forces to deter aggression and ensure the safety of the United Colonies. What all that fancy claptrap means is that they're the ones who fight in the wars to keep... Are we really playing this game? The pirates? Like the ones you tangled with on Vectera? Please stop pretending you have no idea what I'm talking about. No. No, you don't. Not yet, anyway. We've been prodding at the Crimson Fleet for years, trying to take them down one ship at a time. But we barely scratched the surface. If we can get someone on the inside, we have a shot at finding a loose thread we can pull to bring it all down. If the military rolls in and attacks the Crimson Fleet, we'd have a full-scale war on our hands. That means losses. Heavy losses. That the United Colonies can't afford. Not for me. For yourself. Look, I'm going to make this simple. Agree to work for UC SysDev, and together we take down the Crimson Fleet. Refuse, and I tell these guys to throw you into the nearest lockup. Might even tack on an extra few hundred credits to your fine. Well, first of all, we'll forget about the infraction that landed you on the Vigilance. Wipe the slate clean. Better still, depending on how well you do your job, we'll even kick in a few extra credits to offset any cost that the operation will incur. Or, you can throw all that away and end up back in jail with a hefty fine attached. Of course you have a choice. It's just stacked in my favor. So, what do you say? You going to work with me, or should I find someone else? If I didn't think you had a chance, I would have left you in lockup. You're just going to have to follow your instincts and trust me. Smart choice. I'm going to have one of my men escort you to the operations center. I strongly suggest that you don't give him any trouble. And don't bother trying to leave the ship. I think you'll find all access to the docking area is fully restricted.
All right, let's go. So, you took the op instead of serving the time.
Pardon?
Like the one about how the fleet deals with informants by lashing them to the hull of the ship, and then slowly letting the air out of their suit. Could you imagine a worse way to go? I know I couldn't. But I wouldn't think about it. And since the commander handpicked you, I'm guessing you can hold your breath for a really long time, right? Yes. What? All right. This is as far as I go. Take the lift up to Ops. Commander Ikande should be waiting for you. Hello?
Okay, hello.
Ah, there you are. Now that we've established your level of cooperation with us, I want to introduce you to your new home. This is the Operations Center of the UC Vigilance. SysDev's nerve center, dedicated to the destruction of the Crimson Fleet. We are currently in the source. Whether this ship is impressive or not, you're the key element that we've been lacking. We need eyes and ears inside the Crimson Fleet. Someone who can feed us information, evidence, and expose their weaknesses. Good. I have just the right place for you to start. Our intelligence has managed to find a possible opening into the Crimson Fleet through Saoirse Bowden, one of their contacts. She works for the Trade Authority in Cydonia, so you'll be using a container of Aurora we've loaded on your ship. Aurora is a Class A controlled substance that's illegal to transport outside of Neon, a city on Volai. Get caught with this stuff aboard a ship, and you're looking at some serious fines. You'd better hope so. Saoirse won't be easy to dupe. Once you bluff your way into the Crimson Fleet, Then the operation proceeds to evidence gathering. That's where my second-in-command, Lieutenant Gillian Toft, comes into the picture. She'll explain everything. Let's just say my superiors need proof that engaging the Crimson Fleet is a larger priority than they're willing to admit. If we shove enough concrete evidence under their noses, they'll have no choice but to allocate the resources that I've requested. At the same time, we can use the evidence to arrest members of the Crimson Fleet, weakening them enough to strike a fatal blow. Eager to get going? Good. Remember, this entire operation rests on your ability to infiltrate the Crimson Fleet and bring us the evidence we need to take them down. Then you better learn to swim, because you're diving right into the deep end. I've studied your profile. I know you can do this. I'm not about to throw away someone's life on a whim or a prayer. Just use your best judgment, trust your instincts, and watch your back. I wouldn't expect any less. Look, before you begin, I want to make something perfectly clear. As an undercover operative for UC SysDef, you'll be expected to follow our code of conduct and ethics. Allow yourself to stray too far off the path, and you stand a good chance of spiraling out of control. The Crimson Fleet doesn't follow the rules. They only abide by one thing: money. All of their morals and social graces fall by the wayside in pursuit of their greed. At first glance, this can appear quite enticing, so I'm warning you not to get lured into their trap. Think you can handle that? That's what I wanted to hear. Anyway, it's time to hand you over to Lieutenant Toft. She'll brief you about... Now, get out of here. While you're running with the Crimson Fleet, you're undoubtedly going to be faced with some. It's going to be difficult for you to weigh the consequences of pulling the trigger while maintaining your cover. Do what you have to do, but remember... That's why I expect you to constantly seek alternative means to overcome your obstacles, rather than blowing holes in them. Look, I can see that you're struggling with this, so let me simplify this for you. If there's a route to your goal which doesn't involve killing innocent people, I'm urging you to follow that path. Use your instincts. I'm certain you'll do the right thing. That's easy to answer. You don't. We'll be monitoring your activities from the Vigilance and attempting to keep it within your vicinity. When you feel you've gathered enough evidence, and at the completion of your assignments, head back here for a debrief. Beyond that, you're completely on your own. All we know is that she's been with the Trade Authority for years, which means she's been privy to some seriously shady deals. She's shrewd and she's diligent. The only reason we were able to connect her with the Crimson Fleet at all was thanks to an informant. I'm afraid she's the... For your own safety, nobody but myself and the crew of the Vigilance will be aware that you're working for the... Basically, if you land in jail, you're going to have to deal with it. Dismissed.
All right, we don't have a lot of time, so I need you to listen. While you're working undercover, it's imperative that you gather as much evidence as possible. If you find any records that look suspicious or incriminating, you bring it to me. Well, since it isn't every day we stumble across a criminal's fully written confession, we need to build a case against our suspects. The more evidence we acquire, the stronger our case becomes. And knowing the Crimson Fleet, they'll leave plenty of evidence for you to find. I'd scour every inch of wherever the Crimson Fleet sends you. Otherwise you're wasting our time and risking your neck for nothing. Criminals are sloppy. Look hard enough and I'm certain you'll stumble across their mess. Well, you better. Commander Ikande's entire operation is resting on your shoulders. I want data slates, computer downloads, handwritten notes. Hell, I'll take anything if it'll get those bastards thrown into the brig. Haven't you been paying attention? Our goal here is the complete eradication of the Crimson Fleet. In order to do that, we need to dismantle them piece by piece from within. If you bring me evidence, we can make arrests and slowly drain their resources. Think of it as a death by 1,000 tiny cuts. For the sake of the settled systems, I hope you're right. That minor skirmish you had with them on Vectera was nothing compared to the death and destruction those pirates leave behind. If you've seen what I've seen, you'd understand why I'm pushing you so hard. What? No. It's personal. It has nothing to do with you. Just stick to the mission and you'll be fine. That's all we're asking. Oh, before you go, Commander Ikande has authorized a credit disbursement for each piece of evidence that you return, as compensation for your efforts. Yes. Commander Ikande mentioned that when he proposed the idea. Lucky you. All right. We've loaded a container of Aurora into your ship's cargo hold. We're also providing you with a sample you can use to tease. We've cleared your ship for launch. Proceed to Cydonia. Make contact with Saoirse Bowden. And with any luck, she'll point you to the Crimson Fleet. That should do it. You're dismissed. Not really, no. I've learned to keep my personal experiences separate from the job. Was it? That's to be expected, I suppose. The Vigilance isn't exactly the best place to have casual conversations. We have serious work to do. Let's just stick to the job at hand. But, maybe we can talk about it some other time, okay? We'll be keeping them close at hand until this operation is complete. So, we'll be holding them in the Vigilance's brig. If you're feeling particularly ruthless, you could always head down there and say hello. I'm sure they'll be thrilled to see you. Don't worry, the container's been registered with UC Security, so you shouldn't have any trouble. Even if you're scanned. Of course, if we find out you tried to sell it to someone outside the boundaries of this particular operation, well, I don't think I need to tell you the consequences of making that mistake. We'll be here if you need us.
Pardon.
I'd hate to live my whole life in a bubble. Keep a lookout. Notify us if you see anything.
Not many places older than Ikande.
Be careful down there.
This. Old stories, old planet.
If you're here to buy or sell, you might want to talk to Octai. I'm busy. Octai and Bayar. He's the head of our Cydonia branch. If you want to do some trading, he's the one you need to be talking to. I'm busy. Wouldn't be the first time I've heard that line. Oh, don't give me that look. I'm just having a laugh. What have you got for me? Aurora, huh? Nice. A little too hot to handle, though. What else you got?
The Trade Authority turning down contraband. Well, if that doesn't take the cake. Or not take the cake.
No, they're right. What they didn't tell you is that I have a self... Of course, if there's a finder's fee you're offering, I might, well, bend the rules a little bit. You must be new at this game. In our business, nothing gets done until money is exchanged, even if that means leaving a credit on each and every rung of the ladder. Sure, go ahead. You shoot me, and the TA will have bounty hunters on your ass before you even get back. Listen, love, I've heard it all. Threats bounce right off, so either cough up the fine... You know, it's funny. Suddenly, I do remember someone who might be able to unload that stuff for you.
My faith in the seedy underbelly of the settled systems is restored.
There's a buddy of mine who runs with the Crimson Fleet. Goes by the name Adler Kemp. If he isn't passed out, you can find him killing the rest of his brain cells at the Broken Spear. Oh, and
I'm used to someone else riding Captain.
Before you say anything, no. Don't get yourself with a loose...
Unless you're here to serve me another drink, you can turn around and walk away. Hey, why don't you say that a little louder? I don't think every single UC guard in Cydonia heard you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think we can help you with this. If you've got a whole shipment of this stuff, you're going to need to move it fast. But you're going to have to do something for us first. Yeah, well, she isn't running the show here. I am.
This whole thing's giving me the worst sort of deja vu.
If you want me to move that shipment for your pal here, you're going to do whatever the hell I want. You got that? Now listen up, because I'm not going to repeat myself. I need you to deal with a miner who's racked up a bunch of debt. He probably spent it all on booze, not that I blame him. Either way, I want that money back. What do I need to do here? Write you an instruction manual? You can do this loud, you can do this quiet. I don't care. I just want my goddamn... Perfect. His name's... Don't worry, you can't miss him. Just look for the most miserable looking guy in the...
Together, I feel like we could do some serious damage.
Yes? Davis Spots may be the first major ship manufacturer, but that doesn't mean we haven't kept up with the times. I have a pen pal in the Atlantis.
Something I can help you with? Adler Kemp. Who the heck is that?
Of course, I owe money. Unless you're in... I owe Deimos. I owe my landlord. I owe Galbank. Heck, I have a tab at Pasek, so why don't you just leave me?
Adler, you said? Nope. I think you have me mixed up with someone else.
Look, I'm tired. It's been a long day in the mines. I just want to go home, wash off the dust, and relax.
This has been fun, though.
Hey now. Take it easy there. Let me think about... Oh, wait. You mean that, Adler? Yeah, sorry. I thought you were talking about someone else. I told him I'd pay up next week when Deimos cuts our next profit share check. I'll even bring it to him personally. Hmm?
Sound good? Yeah?
Well, look, I haven't got a single credit to spare right now. Okay?
It's funny how whenever someone's there to collect the debt, everyone's as poor as a list.
What games? Why are you doing...
That's what I'm hoping.
Please, tell Adler I'm sorry for trying to wiggle out of the debt.
Personally, I think we make a hell of a team.
You got what you want. Why can't you?
We've been mining here for centuries. And still going strong.
Proud to be a UC Marine.
Have something for me? Well, would you look at that? I knew that. He going to be a problem anymore? Nice. Nice. You're kind of a natural at this. Leaning on deadbeats comes easy to you. I like that. You know, if you like this kind of work, you think you can handle running with my, associate? If you haven't figured that out by now, then maybe you aren't cut out for our line of work. That's what I thought. All right. I'll call ahead and get a hold of Nevamora. She's second to the big... Head out to Europa. You'll find her there. I suggest you listen. Oh, and I've taken care of that Aurora shipment for you too. Don't spend all that cash.